you look at this picture, you see fun things. A happy man with a nice cow and a pretty vulture on the roof. You probably think that they lived in a happy, nice, pretty place forever and ever. Well, you're wrong, because there were riots. You're probably mad at the rioters for scaring the man, upsetting the cow, and frightening the vulture. But the rioters were rioting for a good reason. They were rioting for equality and the power of friendship. The rioters found a guy named Nathaniel Bacon. They decided that Bacon should lead their riots. But Bacon was caught by the authority, and the rioters were very sad. So the authorities said that if the rioters would apologize for all the damage they caused with their rioting, they would let Bacon go. They apologized and Nathaniel Bacon was freed. Once he was free, he decided that he should use his freedom to go raid the Indians. Soon after, Bacon got sick and died at the age of 29. Rioters and protesters all around were getting silenced by tricks and schemes that led to their individual doom. "23 rebel leaders were hanged. Many servants came to America for a better life of rainbows, sunshine, freedom, and fun. Once they got there, however, they made a deal that they would work for an American for several years. Then they realized that life in America wasn't as great as they thought. In fact, it was even worse than where they'd been before. The people who owned the servants and slaves were very mean to them, and they beat and whipped them a lot. The rich were scared that the servants would unite against them and overpower their meanness. Whenever servants and slaves complained that they were too weak to work, being fed only with beans and bread, they were whipped. Between 1700 and 1760, the population of the U.S. more than doubled. Gradually, the difference between rich and poor became more and more distinguishable. Soon, poor people became so poor that they had to live in poorhouses, which quickly became overcrowded. In 1713, Boston, Massachusetts suffered a major food shortage. People went crazy and rioted for food, which got really bad and intense. The wealthy people of the land had three main fears: Indian hostility, slave revolts, and the increase of poor people population. Worst of all, they feared that the groups of people they feared would unite against them. So the rich decided that they had to turn white people against black people. That's called racism. There were three main classes in society then: upper class with lots of money, middle class with some money, and the low class with little to no money. The upper class also tried to convince the middle class to side with them to reduce the chance of rebellion. Now you know why the rioters were rioting as we come to the end of this tragic tale.